problem. We all know there's a problem.
Hi, I'm Ian Hannamansing in Vancouver. Welcome to Cross Country Checkup.
There are millions and millions of Canadians who don't have access to a family doctor.
Our question today, how hard is it to find a family doctor? How is the doctor shortage affecting your health? You can call us right now, 1-888-416-8333, 1-888-416-8333.
I spent a whole bunch of time calling every single doctor in London that I could find numbers for. None of them were taking new patients.
I went from having a very long-term family doctor that retired, and now I can't get back to see my surgeon because I need a referral from my doctor, and I no longer have a doctor.
So I'm actually a medical student, and I was considering family medicine initially, but for me it's very important to be a good doctor. The system right now isn't enabling family doctors to do that very well.
I never realized how fortunate I am to have a family doctor until I started digging into the research for this week's program. And when I was younger, I kind of took having a doctor for granted. But over the years, you realize how important it is to have someone ordering those medical tests and keeping an eye out for you. But many of you don't have a doctor looking out for you, and you know what the consequences of that can be. And so our question, how hard is it to find a family doctor in Canada right now? How is the doctor shortage affecting your health? And I know that second question is personal, but I hope some of you will be willing to share how not having a family doctor or not being able to see one in a timely manner has had an impact on you emotionally and physically. Our number again is 1-888-416-8333. And in the last half hour, kids and the COVID vaccine, Moderna, now approved for children between 6 months old and 5 years. Some parents can't wait to make an appointment, but many of you may still have questions. In our last 30 minutes, pediatric infectious disease specialist Dr. Fatima Kakar will be here on our AMA. From safety to effectiveness to timing, you can ask her anything. I'm Ian Hannamansing in Vancouver, live on CBC Radio 1 and CBC News Network. This is Cross Country Checkup, Canada's national town hall. And let's go right to the phones on the program. Adrian Abrahamsey is in Peterborough, Ontario. Hi, Adrian.
Hi there.
You had a family doctor until recently. Then what happened?
Well, I had a family doctor until about a year ago when my own family doctor was forced to close her practice after a family tragedy. And in the meantime, several retirements happened in Peterborough, and finding a family doctor at this point is next to impossible. I know there are thousands who do not have a family doctor. I've been made very quickly has made me realize how fortunate I've been over the years since I owe my life to having a family doctor who knew when I needed quick attention and literally saved my life and made sure that I had the open heart surgeries I needed, that sort of thing. So wow. Yeah, I'm very passionate about this, and I feel like it's horrible that so many people are without a family doctor right now.
You know, I'm going to tread cautiously through the program because people are going to be talking about personal things, but you brought it up. You said that your family doctor literally saved your life by spotting that problem. What did he or she do?
Actually, I had a mini stroke and called her office, and knowing me, as she did, because family doctors know their patients, when she found out, I didn't know what was going on. I just had these symptoms, and she and her secretary, who also got to know me because of family practice, they knew I would not go to the hospital, and so she immediately got me in to see her, ordered tests. Literally 24 hours later, I was in open heart surgery. Wow. So, yeah, I owe my life to having a family doctor because they do know their patients and they know when those things are really necessary.
Yeah, I mean, it's the science of being a doctor, but it's the art as well, right? And knowing your patients, and that's the whole point of having a family doctor who's with you over a period of time and knows, for example, that you weren't going to go to the hospital, you were going to go into the doctor's office. So, Adrian, what now? What are you going to do now that you don't have a GP?
Well, what have I done? I also have a son who has severe issues as well and is connected with many specialists in Toronto, although we're in Peterborough. And even fairly recently, one of his specialists found an anomaly in one of his tests and said, okay, your family doctor needs to order this other test. And of course, I'm saying, well, we don't have a family doctor.
Yeah.
And she said, well, you need one. And she gave me numbers to call. And again, I was getting automated messages saying we're not taking family doctors and that sort of thing. So at this point, I'm doing everything I can. We are connected with Care Connect. I spoke directly with a nurse just this past week, actually, and said, listen, what can I do? We've got 2 out of 5 of us who are extremely compromised here. And basically she said very few of their patients are getting any doctors here. There aren't any. So she said there are some that are not connected with the Care Connect. So just keep calling. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just making consistent cold calls. And nobody's taking patients. So,
and a quick question for you, Care Connect. I'm not familiar with that. What is that?
It's a service where there are nurses who have all of your information, and they try to connect you with a doctor as soon as there is a doctor available.
I see.
And so I think they somewhat prioritize patients, and she said it just really doesn't matter where you are on the list at this point because there are no doctors to connect you with.
You're
so
obviously... I'm sorry, you keep going.
She was able to give me a bunch of doctors who were not connected with them, and she gave me some ideas of things that I could do to try to, get one maybe out of town, that sort of thing, but nobody can do anything. We're frozen. Even the specialist in Toronto we were speaking with, who said my son needs a family doctor to coordinate his care and order these tests, she said, I'll order this, but we really need someone to coordinate this. She had me connected to a phone line at Women's College Hospital and said they have their own family doctor team, and get him in there. And I can't get him in there. They're not accepting patients, even with this backing. So I don't know what to do.
You are clearly motivated, and you're articulate, and you're in a place that's not small, right? Peterborough, Ontario, and you're still not able to get the care you need. And I think we're going to hear a lot of stories like that. But Adrian, thank you very much for calling in and offering that. And we are going to get to more callers in just a few minutes, but I want to turn to someone that we have reached out to, whose health has been, she feels, negatively affected by the lack of family doctors in her region. Joy Williamson just completed treatment for breast cancer, and she feels she might have been diagnosed earlier if she'd had a family doctor. She is in Colwood, British Columbia, just next to Victoria on Vancouver Island. Hi, Joy.
Hi there.
So you were diagnosed with breast cancer back in 2021. What do you think would have been different if you'd had a family doctor to help you through all of that?
I think a family doctor would have supported me in regards to having an actual physical, prompting me to have a breast exam. I think that it may have been caught sooner. It has been explained to me that my cancer could have been incubating for 1 to 2 years prior to the final diagnosis. So there could have been a chance that it could have been caught prior to the misdiagnosis and then further actual diagnosis.
Yeah, and you're already in a challenging, frustrating situation, having gone through the diagnosis and eventually a mastectomy. And so I can't actually imagine how much more of a burden it is to think about what could have been if that had been the case. What about since then? How have you managed to navigate all of those things I just mentioned, still without a family doctor?
It has come with its challenges. I would say that due to the misdiagnosis, when I was finally diagnosed, they worked quite quickly. They were worried because it was a fairly aggressive form of cancer. So everyone along the way that has helped me has been absolutely doing their due diligence, but I think it's a broken system, to be honest. I finally got a nurse practitioner in October of 2020, and she's been working with me holistically and assisting, but still to this day, even having gone through full cancer treatment, I do not have a GP. when I was diagnosed, I didn't have a GP to walk me through the terminology relating to cancer. I was getting bits and pieces from a surgeon who was working 72-hour shifts, calling me from the hospital, walking me through what my diagnosis may or may not be. The oncologists, of course, their caseloads are incredibly high. They generally take on 2 to 3 times their caseload due to shortages.